Good morning, students. So, today we will learn the chapter Nutrition in Animals. So, what we will learn in this chapter is different ways of taking food, digestion in human, digestion in ruminants, and digestion in amoeba. Today we will discuss about only different ways of taking food and a little bit of digestion in human. As I know, this chapter you have already started, so you know a little bit about this chapter. So let's move on to our first topic. We will recapitulate, okay, whatever we have learned in the first chapter. So we have already know that different modes of nutrition, that is autotrophic, green plants, they can produce their own food. Heterotrophic, they are animals, they cannot produce their own food. Then saprophytic, who dependent on other things, they can live on the dead or decaying matter. Then there is parasitic, they also need a host to live on. Next one is semi-heterotrophic, they are carnivorous plant like Venus flytrap. Okay, we have already know about this. Then we will learn about animal nutrition. So animal nutrition includes nutrient requirement, mode of intake of food and its utilization in the body. So what happened? Animals get their food from plants either directly by eating plants or indirectly by eating animals that eat plants. Okay, some animals eat both plants and animals. That is why we are heterotrophic animal, because we cannot produce our own food. We have to be dependable on the other organisms, okay, which can produce their food, or it can be animal as well. So nutrients are substances that provide nourishment essential for the maintenance of life and for growth. Example, carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins and minerals, etc. Next one. So, what is nutrition? Nutrition's definition is, nutrition is the process of a living being's ability to eat foods and use the components of those foods to fuel growth and development. Understand? So nutrition is important to understand so that we can make healthy food choices. Alright? So next one is different modes of intake of food in animals. So you will see that in your textbook there is a chart. Okay, there are several animals' names are mentioned over there. So and also there is options that which kind of nutrition or which kind of food they are intaking. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, so listen to this part very carefully. I'll give you the answer and that will be your homework. You have to do it by your own. Okay, so chewing is the way cow chew the cud. Okay, next one is swallowing. We all know what is swallowing. Next one is sucking. The butterfly do this. Okay, now another method or another mode of nutrition of butterfly is also siphoning. Okay, make a note of that. So next one, see, then there is other modes of feeding includes scraping, siphoning and sponging. So the housefly, they can do the siphoning as well as the sponging part. Sponging is taking the liquid from the solid food. So housefly can do that, and housefly can even do siphoning. Okay, so next one, there will be chewing. Okay, chewing, ants chew their food, of course they do. Then there is also scraping. Snails do that kind of nutrition. Okay, so they take their food in the mode of scraping. Next one, types of nutrients required in our body or types of food components. So nutrition is the study of food, any substance which contains nutrition. Understand? Then what is nutrient? Any substance which can be digested and utilized by the body is known as nutrients. We take several nutrients by taking our regular food. Okay, so the 6 nutrients are proteins, fats, carbohydrates, minerals, vitamins and water. You have already know about these things a bit. So digestion in humans. So nutrition includes the ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation and egestion. Okay, all these things are included in the nutrition of human being or in the digestion in human. Okay, these are the all several steps in our digestion. Okay, we will learn about all these things in the next slides. So what is digestion? As you can see, there is mouth. Okay, so breaking up food particle assist in producing spoken language as well. So there is several things mentioned over here. Okay, so we will learn about what is digestion. Digestion is the process of changing complex foods into simpler soluble forms which can be absorbed by the body cells. Okay, so the main motto of digestion is to convert the complex food material to the simplest form of the food, that is it will convert into glucose. Remember, it will convert into what? Glucose. Okay, in the form of sugar. Okay, so next one is digestive system in humans. So what are the different parts in the human digestive system? They are alimentary canal and there is also digestive glands. We will learn about it later. So let's see what is alimentary canal. Okay, as you all know, this is the alimentary canal in the middle, which runs in the middle of our body. So there is a buccal cavity, food pipe or esophagus, stomach, large intestine ending in the rectum and the anus. Okay, so that is what our alimentary canal. Okay, so there is also digestive glands. There are several digestive glands. They secrete digestive juices. So there is salivary glands. Do you know how many salivary glands do we have? We have 3 salivary glands. Next one is there is liver and there is pancreas as well. These both, liver and pancreas, they secrete what? They secrete large amount of digestive juices and enzymes as well. Okay, so see this is buccal cavity. All of these things are present in our buccal cavity. First, the picture of the buccal cavity. There is tooth, teeth and our tongue. So see, that is the picture of our teeth. This is the for the upper jaw. It can be upper jaw or it can be a lower jaw's picture. Okay, but we have 2 sets of this teeth. Then see, there is 3 salivary glands. Okay, in our salivary. So what is saliva? First of all, we need to know the liquid present inside the mouth is known as saliva. It is secreted by the salivary glands. There are 3. You can see this in the picture. There is 3 salivary glands. What is this function? It helps to soften the food and chew the food properly. The chewed food becomes semi-solid, which becomes easy to swallow. Next one is tongue. The tongue helps us in speaking, licking, tasting, mixing food with saliva and salivating the food. So there are different parts in our tongue. You have already read all of these things in the junior classes. Okay, they are sweet, salty, sour, bitter. Okay, you have already know about this. That is why it is differently colored. Next one, there is teeth. So in your book you will find that there is a chart. Okay, you have to write how many teeth are present in the lower jaw and how many teeth are present in the upper jaw. Okay, so I have already made a table. So you will see the table and you will write down in the textbook. Okay, so incisor, there is 4 on top and 4 on the bottom, total 8. Canines, 2 on top and 2 on the bottom. Then premolar, there are 4 canines. So there are 4 on the top and 4 premolars on the top and 4 on the bottom. So total 8. And molars. Now molar is a bit tricky. Okay, as when the baby born, then the baby born with how many teeth? Not baby born with teeth, but when they eventually grow up, they grow up with 20 teeth in total. All right. So then what happened? They have only 8 primary molars as child, but when they grow up into an adult, then they have 12 permanent molars. Understand? They have 12. So that makes 32 permanent teeth. We will see it in this slide. See, there is primary teeth. Okay, that is 20 in number. These are our milk teeth. And there is secondary teeth, which is we have as an adult. So it is 32 in number. Alright, so we will also learn about food teeth decay. What is teeth decay? When we eat so many sugary food, then what happens? There is several kind of acid secreted by our salivary gland or by our digestive system. So what happened? All these things are mixed with the sugar particles and all, and they started to decay our teeth. So that is why we need to brush very often, okay, at least twice a day. Okay, that will prolong the process of our tooth decay. Next one we will learn about that what happened. This is the test for digestion of starch by saliva. So here we will learn about that what happened when we add an iodine solution into a test tube. See, this one, first of all, this one with the boiled rice, and here this is boiled rice and saliva. This is suppose this is a test tube A and this is test tube B. So what happened when we drop the iodine solution? Okay, it will suddenly turn the solution which have the boiled rice into bluish black color. Okay, but this is the test tube number B. So what happened here? This isn't turning bluish black, this is turned reddish brown, or it can be slightly orangish yellow. Okay, what happened here? Can you tell me? Here what happened? Saliva convert the starch into the simple form, that is sugar or glucose. Okay, that is why it does not react with the iodine in the same way it does react before, right? That is why it formed that another color, that is the reddish brown color. Okay, that is how we know that starch is present in the boiled rice, and as well our saliva can convert the starch into what? Into glucose or sugar. Okay, now it is clear that why it is turning the color differently, because of the saliva convert the starch into sugar. Okay, next one is we will learn that what happened here. So saliva convert the starch into sugar, that is the simplest form. This is why it didn't react with the solution present in the B test tube. Okay, that is why it does not give the bluish black color, because it is already converted into sugar, right, with the help of the saliva. So next one is esophagus or food pipe. So see, this is our food pipe, okay, and this is the stomach. Okay, this is the esophagus. So what happened here? The swallowed food passes into the food pipe or esophagus. The esophagus connects the buccal cavity to stomach. Okay, this is the buccal cavity, as we all know. So it connects to the stomach, right? The movement of the muscular wall of the esophagus pushes the food into the stomach. There are several type of muscles involved in our buccal, in the esophagus, okay, the food pipe. So no digestion takes place here. Only the food is transported into the stomach for further digestion. So today we will only learn till this. Okay. Next day we are going to learn about the other parts. That's our stomach, small intestine, what happened there, absorption, then what is the function of villi and all. We will learn about these things next day. So student, study till here, till esophagus or the food pipe. Study till here. Read the chapter very carefully. What I told you, remember those things, those points, remember it. And I will give you the homework. Okay. So, thank you students. So the homework is you have to read the chapter till esophagus or food pipe from your book. Next is write the kind of food and mode of feeding. Okay, it is in your textbook. So I have already told you about these things. Okay, so the homework is you have to read the chapter till esophagus or food pipe from your book. Next is write the kind of food and mode of feeding. Okay, it is in your textbook. So I have already told you about these things. Okay, I hope you have pointed down all those things. Then you will write it. Then fill this chart. Okay, I have already given you a chart. So see it from there. Read it, then write it.